Do you agree with the president? Has the plea deal shown there was no collusion?
That is a complete misrepresentation of what the plea deal shows. The information to which Mr. Flynn pled guilty does not have anything to do with collusion. It has nothing to do with obstruction. It has to do with a very limited amount of the allegations against him. He pled to one thing only, and that was false statements to the FBI. And I believe he is cooperating and giving information to the special prosecutor about collusion, which is not a crime. The word is conspiracy, and we need to start calling it what it really is, which is conspiracy to work with the Russians, and more importantly, obstruction of justice. Obstruction of justice is a crime and it's an impeachable offense. That's what brought down the Nixon administration, and there is plenty of evidence right now of obstruction of justice, and I think that Flynn can give us even more.
So, Jill, the president not 2 minutes ago just tweeted this: "I had to fire General Flynn because he lied to the vice president and the FBI. He has pled guilty to those lies. It is a shame because his actions during the transition were lawful. There was nothing to hide." Interpret that tweet. I mean, truth to that tweet, and why put it out now from a PR offensive?
Well, most of the president's tweets are intended to go to his base. They are not going to the people who are thinking about the facts. And those facts that he said are facts are simply not. First of all, we don't know whether Flynn lied to the vice president. We know that the vice president says he was lied to, but we don't know whether that's true. Flynn can tell us whether he told him the truth or not. And I think we have to wait and see. I don't think what the president said has any relationship to the truth.
Here's what retired General Barry McCaffrey said a bit earlier this morning to me about his experience with how things work in the White House. Let's listen to him.
I've been in and out of 3 administrations in the White House and dealt directly with national security advisors. It is my personal opinion, not based on evidence, that there is no way that every aspect of his contacts with the Russians, he wasn't directly communicating to the President of the United States.
That he wasn't directly, there's no way that he was not directly communicating with the President of the United States everything about Russia. Do you think...
I think there are...
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask,
think there are two things.
Do you think Flynn is about to sing like a canary, first of all? Do you think the president should be concerned about, you know, whatever the tune's going to be?
I do think so. I also think that the general was correct in what he said, that there is no way that the president didn't know about all these contacts. And it is also not true, as the president said, that these were legal conversations. There is only one administration at a time, and these contacts took place before the inauguration, and that is a violation of the Logan Act. And although I know there have been almost no prosecutions under this, the reason that it exists is really being proven by what's happening now. You can only have one government at a time, one president at a time, and you cannot have 2 people communicating with foreign governments about American policy. And that's what was going on. So that was illegal conduct, and there was a reason to hide it. Why else was everybody lying about all their contacts with the Russians if it wasn't illegal to do what they were doing? So I think that is a crime.
You know, when it comes to the Logan Act, though, how many times have we heard, while talking about it, resurrecting something that few people are even familiar with, given the fact that it was put into writing back in 1799? I mean, so the reality is, we talk about the Logan Act. How likely is it the Logan Act now will become something that you could bring charges under for having violated it?
Well, it is a law, so you could bring charges under it. I don't know whether it's likely that they would, but to say that it was perfectly legal what he did, that simply isn't true. It just wasn't legal. And there's a reason why they're hiding these contacts. Why are they hiding them if it was perfectly legal? This is just inappropriate, and I think the American people can see that we can't have 2 governments at the same time. We have an orderly transition, and at a certain hour, one is out and the other takes over, and their policies. There is a way to talk to foreign governments and to say something that is legal about when I take over, this is what I will what I have campaigned on. It was perfectly clear that the president wanted better relations or friendlier relations with Russia. It was very clear that he admired Putin, despite Putin's treatment of the press and his own people. But that's something that he campaigned on. So it was clear to Russia what was going to happen after January 20th, but it shouldn't have happened before January 20th.
Which and then continues to beg the question, why lie about it?